My name is Kai.
And my name is Jay. In this module, the two of us will be sharing tips and tricks as seasoned live sound engineers to help you, the artist, improve your live show.
The goal of this module is to create a healthy dialogue between the artist and the engineer to prep both parties for success.
After getting to know a bit about us, these are some topics that we will be addressing.
Tech advance, prep and investing, vocal mic strategies, and lastly, monitors.
I have been in the live sound game for 7 years now. I'm currently mixing at Rogers Arena, the Hollywood Theater, and here at the Fox Cabaret sometimes. I go on tour as a stage tech for Charlotte Day Wilson and Kim Churchill, and I'm really excited to help you make your live show better for everybody involved.
In August of 2021, I graduated from audio school in the live sound program, so I've only been doing this for just a little over a year, but I came off of my first summer doing festivals such as Constellations in Squamish, Catalano, and Vines Fest, and now I'm just kind of mixing in local venues here in Vancouver and looking forward to helping you guys have a fun and vibey show.
Tech Advance is a document outlining your inputs, stage plot, and gear. The order of your input list matters. A tech's default input list follows what we call a festival patch. That is drums, bass, guitars, keys, extra DI inputs, tracks, and vocals. This way, we don't have to reverse engineer your input list if you put your vocals first. Adding details is also very helpful. Mics, kinds of stands, and locations are clutch to prep before you even arrive. For your stage plots, details like names, monitor placements, and power drops are also super helpful. I'd love to call you by your name when I check your vocal or your instrument. Let's refer to the input list and stage plot of Masego's tour in 2018. Festival patch style input list with all the details a tech needs. Stage plot has names and kinds of instruments they'll be bringing. Also note the accuracy of how many toms are in the plot versus the input list. Even knowing the kind of amp a guitar will be going through assists in visualizing the sound of it in the room. Let's take a look at a not so great stage plot. I recall not receiving an input list for this particular artist. I had many questions, like, are the keys in stereo? How many tracks are gonna be coming out of their laptop? Am I getting the vocals straight in, or are they gonna go through the laptop? All of these questions can be answered by having a proper input list and stage plot. I highly recommend using a spreadsheet for your input list, festival patch styles, and using Stage Plot Pro. It's free to create your stage plot. Send these to your promoter and tech ahead of time. Advancing. Get it?
Coming to show prepared benefits everyone. Our backline may provide what is requested on your tech advance, but relying too dependently on your engineer can be risky. Bringing your own instrument cables, guitar pedals, spare batteries, and so on is incredibly appreciated and a great indicator of professionalism. Keep in mind that the more complex your setup is, the more gear is required to be brought to the venue. Make sure you bring the appropriate tails and turnarounds if you bring your own rack units. I would recommend bringing personal vocal mics because you never know how gnarly the house mics are until you unscrew the tops, revealing an established microorganism. Jay will touch more on different vocal mics to invest in later on in the module. Now we've equipped you with a proper tech rider, let's talk about investing in industry standard gear to elevate your show. We'll talk more about vocal mics and inner ear monitors later on, but these are a great start in terms of what will help you keep your show consistent from venue to venue. Knowing your gear goes hand in hand with swift and efficient changeovers. Some changeovers are 45 minutes, while others give you 15 minutes to grab your gear and get off stage. Striking pedals, amps, and kits can be turned into science if you delegate tasks to band members beforehand.
Hiring a tech or techs to mix your shows and travel with you when you have the budget to do so helps you, the artist, focus on your live show. A tech can spearhead any tech advancing that needs to be done, take care of logistics of merch and settling, setting up your stage before you even step foot into the venue, and give you a consistent sound no matter what the venue. Consider your tech another member of your band. There are many roles that we can fill in and around the stage and at front of house, depending on what you need to feel comfy.
Now we're going to move into a live demonstration to see how we can put some of these skills into practice. Backing tracks for your performance need to be treated differently from Studio World, as they need to be able to breathe in a room. Here's how you prep your tracks for a live performance. Number one is to remove any hard compression and limiting, as front of house will deal with it on our end. Keep tracks simple and bust down similar instrumentation. Here we have Little Destroyer's rack unit, where they gave us beautifully labeled XLR tails, and they bust down their synths and their bass. And ideally, you would give us 2 tails of stereo tracks, so we have music left and music right. And there are a couple ways that you can send all of these to front of house. Ideally, you would have a DAW, such as Ableton, through an interface, which we're using the Motu, and then again, labeled XLR tails that plug directly into our front of house mixer.
As we mentioned before, house microphones can be super gnarly. Because we live in a Covida Loca, I highly recommend that you bring your own vocal microphones. If you are an artist that likes to run around on stage, or you like to dance like our girl group Nada from Vancouver, then I highly recommend that you purchase some wireless microphones. Just like with everything else, the more expensive, the higher the quality. I just urge you and beg you please to never purchase anything line 6.
So I'm going to start demoing industry standard live microphones. This is the Shure SM58. It's a pretty popular one that you'll see on and off stage. It has a cardioid polar pattern, and it sounds like this. With little EQ or no EQ? This is without any EQ on the microphone. My fingertips and my lips, they burn from the cigarettes. All right, this next microphone is the Audix Ohm 7. It is also a directional microphone, so it will be cardioid as well. And this is what it sounds like. My fingertips and my lips, they burn from the cigarettes. And this last microphone is the Sennheiser E835. It is one of my personal favorite microphones, and it sounds like this. My fingertips and my lips, they burn from the cigarettes. So moving on to microphone techniques. On behalf of every live sound engineer ever, please do not cup the microphone. We get it. It might look cool and it might feel more comfortable that way, but every directional microphone has a polar pattern, as mentioned before. And if you think of it like a circular window, as soon as you cup the mic, you're shrinking the window and essentially creating cavities or resonance, and resonance equals feedback. And I'll demonstrate what that looks like now. Check, check, 1, 2. Hi, this is me talking into the mic with cupped hands. Here are other ways where you might create feedback with a microphone. Taking the mic and directly pointing it at the monitors in front of you will create feedback. Also, wearing hats with rims, it creates a reflective barrier, and I'll show you what that looks like now. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, check. Ow. And lastly, projection is key. No amount of gaining the microphone will give you that clarity and confidence.
A good sound check is vital to a good performance on stage. If you can't hear yourself on stage or you can't hear your bandmates, then you will be struggling to perform the best that you can. Communicating with your sound person is really helpful at that point, but it really helps to know your voice. So does your voice sound honky? Or does it sound edgy? Or does it sound barky? Please refer to the sound check gnomes that we have graciously provided you. This is my vocal tubby. tubby, tubby, tubby. And this is my vocal muddy, 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 muddy. This is my vocal boxy, 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 boxy. This is my vocal honky, 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 honky. This is my vocal barky, 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 barky. This is my vocal edgy, 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 edgy. And this is my vocal sibilant, 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 sibilant. And now, Kai and I will be demonstrating some nonverbal monitor communication that you can have with your text so that you don't get pulled out of your live show if you need anything from your monitors. So nonverbal monitor communication is super handy, especially in the middle of your show. So sometimes you might need a little bit more vocal while you're performing, but you don't want to come out of show mode to ask for more vocals in the monitor. So what we're going to demonstrate today is basically this nonverbal communication of pointing to the source that you want and then either more or lower. And then something that's super important is to also give the okay when it's good for you. So
I want to see your pom-poms from the stands. Come home, my fingertips and my lips. That sounds really good. Another way of monitoring your live performance is to use IEMs or inner ear monitors. They are little earbuds that plug into a receiver, which are fed through the front of house. Some pros for IEMs are they can be customizable to have dB blockers that protect your ears. They also have no risk of feedback, which is great if you like to move and dance around the stage. And lastly, they are recommended for artists who play to a click track or use vocal effects. The cons for IEMs are they require a transmitter and receiver, so you're required to bring one as most venues and techs don't provide them. They can be quite a pricey investment, especially if they're custom molds. And lastly, if you tend to feed off crowd and their energy, it's not recommended for you as you won't be able to hear them as well.
thank you for your time and attention. We will be leaving our Instagram handles in the description of this video so that you can contact us if you ever wish to work with us or have any questions about this module.
We hope to work with you soon. And remember, kids, on time is late.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Kai. And thank you so much for tuning in to our Jumpstart Foundations Masterclass.